Wesley Hastings. I'm 26 and I'm a part of the Auckland Armoured Combat Fighting Delegation.
So I'm Benoit Delville, so I'm the captain of Auckland Armoured Combats. The name of the sport itself is Bohort, right? The core fight of Bohort, whatever federation is a 5 versus 5. So you have 2 teams of 5 fighters that fight until the enemy team is on the ground, basically.
I've been training and fighting a little bit for about a year almost.
So it's been, I think, 6 years now. So I started 1 year in France and 5 years in New Zealand.
One way or another, this war is
Especially in the beginning, the first year, first tournament, you don't feel anything. I don't know, you're younger than me, so...
No, I don't. I think in my very first open day I went to, I was kind of expecting to get there and, just have a little bit of a tutu or whatever. And the lads pretty much went, oh, hey, he can fit his armour, chuck his armour on, put me in armour and gave me and another guy a sword and we're like, go on then. And the guy managed to clock me just above the plate on the hip. And I felt it, but didn't really pay any attention to it. It was just gone. And then later that night, it was like a big bruise across the top of my hip. But for the whole day, I didn't feel it at all. It just so in the moment, you just like. Basically, when the flag drops or whatever, and when everyone's like, yep, sweet, we're ready to go, my mind just goes kind of real clear, and the only thing I'm thinking about is how do I hit that person? Where do I hit them? How do I get at them? You know what I mean? It's all very, very fast. I don't know if you've ever been in combat sports. Anyone that has been in any sort of combat sports like Muay Thai, boxing, whatever, will know that feeling of just, it's like a deep calm. Everything slows down, and although things are moving very quickly, it seems a lot slower because your attention is like hyper mode, to paying attention to what they're throwing at you and how you're going to be able to get back at them or whatever. And so it just slows right down, and my mind goes blank basically. There's a little bit of the tradition and the heritage and history of it, but for me it's mainly the combat, the violence of it's sort of the tradition around the violence, obviously in the dark ages or back in the 1500s or whatever, there was things would have been a lot more violent. They would have used sharp weapons and whatnot, so it's obviously modernized to be a bit more safer, but the actual tradition of that sort of martial combat between men or women, for that matter, that battle of strength and strength of mind as well as physical strength really drew me into wanting to be I want to do that. I don't know, I wouldn't say my great-great-granddaddy or whatever, but my forebears would have done. We're humans, right? So when you're in a combative situation, there's 2 instincts that'll come up, fight or flight. You're in a ring. Flight is not an option. You can't run.
Yep.
Fight!
You can tap out and give up. And I would think that the rivalries are probably a little bit less animosity.
Whoa, that's I'm not sure.
No,
if you get the French team and the British team fighting together, that's
I'm sure they hate. There's still the big rivalry, but like you said, there's no fear of them taking your land off you or anything.
But if you compare to a tournament again, not to battle,
Yeah.
then still you don't play.
Yeah, true. Fair enough.
But yeah, you have a strong rivalry.
Yeah.
Or
definitely.
Ukraine, Russia also.
Yeah. But then it comes to ego, you know, like especially if there's people around and you've spoke up and you've said, oh, I can beat this guy or anything, you know, you've pumped yourself up to take out this other person, to give up and walk away when you're not truly finished. Like if you don't come out heaving your lung up or not able to move, then I don't think you've given it absolutely all you've got. So that survival instinct does kick in, and it's like you have to fight your way through this. There's no escape. I would say that anyone that has an interest in it and has a bit of financial backing, or has a bit of, that you don't need to be massively financially backed to come along to the clubs to do a bit of soft kit training or train with people or whatever. But if you have any interest in the sport at all, then, you know, get out there, give it a try, contact a local club, and even if you don't want to fight, you're just interested in the sport, participate in some way, you know. We're always looking for helpers and people to help organise things and be a part of it, just like any sports club is. So I'd just say get out there and give it a go.